Hello, my name is Simon Owens, and today I'm talking about the subject of whether Facebook is a media company. Why are we having this discussion? Well, last week, Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg sat down for an interview with Axios, and she was asked point blank whether she thought that Facebook has the responsibilities that a media company would have. Her answer, no, it's a tech platform because they hire engineers and they don't hire journalists. Now, that's not exactly true, but before we get into that, let's dive briefly into the history of tech as it relates to news publishing. Now, it used to be true about 10 years ago that tech companies were largely hands-off when it came to content. They would create the platform, and then the users were expected to generate the content for that platform. The first major change to this policy came a few years ago when YouTube started actively sharing ad revenue with its users. In fact, in 2012, it invested $100 million into its top creators. It was called the YouTube Original Channel Initiative. Suddenly, all the major tech platforms were interested in original content. You had Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Google inking actual deals where they were sharing real money, sometimes paying that money up front to publishing companies. Twitter has been investing heavily in live programming, inking deals with Bloomberg, Cheddar, BuzzFeed, and they even secured rights to live stream NFL football games. Snapchat launched its Discover tab and basically inked all these deals with both magazine and newspaper publishers and traditional TV companies, and they've been both doing ad revenue shares and in some cases paying money up front to these publishers to pay for their content. Facebook has been especially aggressive about courting publishers and getting them to put content on its platform. It recently hired Campbell Brown, a former TV news journalist, as the head of news partnerships for its platform. A couple years ago, it launched a product called Instant Articles, which would allow news publishers to basically host the mobile versions of their articles on the Facebook platform itself. And through those partnerships that it inked, it is sharing ad revenue with those publishers. A few years ago, Facebook hired an entire team of journalists to basically curate news for its trending news widget on its sidebar. If you'll remember, it famously came under a lot of criticism after a Gizmodo piece went live, showing, or at least claiming to show, that this news team was biased and was kind of ignoring conservative news topics that were trending. After the 2016 election exposed rampant abuse from users purveying basically fake news on Facebook, Facebook formed several different partnerships with actual news organizations to start fact-checking some of the more dubious claims that were spreading within Facebook. Earlier this year, Facebook began actually paying publishers like BuzzFeed, the New York Times, and Vox Media to create live video for its Facebook Live tool. If you'll remember, BuzzFeed did its famous watermelon rubber band video where it wrapped hundreds upon hundreds of rubber bands onto a watermelon until it exploded. And recently we had the biggest move of all. Facebook just launched it's called its Watch tab, which is this new on-demand video tab, and where you can watch hours upon hours of online video that it's directly paid for. And this is its big play to not only compete with YouTube but also traditional cable TV. A recent report from the Wall Street Journal stated that Facebook is planning to pay upwards of $1 billion in 2018 for this original content to appear in its Watch tab. Now let's go back to Sheryl Sandberg's original claim that Facebook doesn't pay for content creation. Well, I would say $1 billion is a lot of money to pay for content creators. Why is this important? Because there's a huge debate going on right now about what responsibility Facebook has to its users and to the public at large. Does it have the same responsibilities of, say, a CNN or a New York Times? 10 years ago, I would have said the answer to that is no. But now, I think it's hard to deny that Facebook is a media company. And as a media company, it's going to have to grapple with the responsibilities of truth and fairness that other media companies have to adhere to. And it's not going to be easy. Facebook has 2 billion users, each with the ability to create content. I don't know what the solution is going to be, but Facebook can no longer pretend to be just a set of pipes through which information flows without any responsibility over what content actually goes through those pipes. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and tune in next week.